beyond the vows, where the truth gets real. Faith and love, yeah, that's the deal. WC and Maria, bringing that glow. Tuesday nights is the show you gotta know.
Love ain't a moment, it's a movement we found. Beyond the vows, where the real talk sounds. From single to married, decades deep. Together we rise, where the promise is key.
Lessons in laughter, faith in the mix. Every story a bond, every challenge a fix.
Good evening. Good evening. Hi. Hey, honey.
Hey.
How you? Oh, God, there she go again with that soft voice. Oh, jeez. Hey. You know what that does to me. You can't do that. So, anyway, hey, guys, welcome to Beyond the Vows. I'm your host, W.C. Brown, with my lovely bride, Maria Brown, and we're excited to come to you every Tuesday night here on the SKST Radio Podcast Network.
Yay.
Here, based in Virginia Beach, Virginia. So we've had snow.
And a lot of it.
So the week before last, they lied because everything was canceled. People were going to the stores buying everything. I have never been to what is it? I've never been to what's the place? The grocery store and not see any lunch meat on the counter. I'm like, what in the world? Oh, where's all the lunch meat going? So all these people we got all this food and stuff. We ain't got no stuff we forgot. But this weekend we did get it. We did get it. Yeah, it was pretty. It was pretty, and we got through it. So anyway, guys, just wanted you to know this was my last show, not permanently, but this will be my last show. I'm going into surgery tomorrow, and I'm going to be getting a new hip. So once I get my new hips, I'm gonna shake it for her. Well, I don't know if we can do it like that because, they say there's so many things you can't do with a new hip. Can't cross your legs, can't bend over, can't do none of that other stuff. So anyway, but keep me in your prayers. So honey's gonna be holding it down for a few weeks here on the Vows, and so of course we have our disclaimer. We're not experts. We're just married. Yep. Okay. And as always, we want to shout out our sponsor, deafchildhope.org. Deafchildhope.org. Go to that website today, deafchildhope.org, and we really, really, really need you to look at the children who need to be sponsored. These children are in poverty, but they are also deaf. And we are pleading with you. Please go to that site and look at the children. For as little as $43 a month, you can change the life of a child overseas. And they've got 4 trips this year. Go to Uganda, Honduras, Jamaica, and Kenya. And they actually help you to go over, and the price that they charge actually includes everything, the flight, spending money, food, you name it. So if you go to our Facebook page, I'm going to put that information up there. Again, if you want to sponsor one of these wonderful children here on Deaf Child Hope, okay, give these children an opportunity to be great adults by learning how to communicate. Being deaf doesn't stop anything, so that, again, deafchildhope.org. Okay, good. So last week we were talking about growing in grace, and so tonight being that my last broadcast for a while, but we're going to do some fun things because we've got some questions that have been asked by married folk and some non-married folk. or people who haven't gotten married. Isn't that the same thing, right?
Yeah, basically.
Non-married and who ain't got married yet. That's the same thing, right?
Right.
Okay, good. Yeah, I got it. So we're going to do that. So we talked about growing in grace, and last week was really super. But listen, I got my own commercial here. So guys, let me tell you something. I have this habit of forgetting to tell my wife when I have to do things. So listen, y'all should invest in one of these. It is a weekly planner. So I've had it for a while, and I actually
Nothing is still in it. How about that?
You didn't say that.
Nothing is still in it,
But
and I haven't even seen it.
But I am going to put it something because it starts in 2026. So I am going. So get you one of these planners, guys, so your wife could always know what you're doing. Okay. So I'm going to start writing in that, and I guess while I'm recuperating from hip surgery, I'll be able to start writing in the.
What you gonna write in there for? You'll have nothing going on for the next 12 weeks.
Well, I can write it in what I think I could have going on.
Oh,
I don't know. So anyway, we were talking about growing in grace, and last week it was a really good discussion last week. You know, I don't remember what it was, but it was really good.
oh my God. Wow.
What do you remember about last week?
I remember us talking about how important it is for us to give grace to each other when we get on each other's nerves, to extend that olive branch. That's one of the things that we talked about, and how important it is for us to show each other mercy. Yeah, just like Christ has showed us mercy when we did things that were wrong. We also talking about how to make things right when we do make things wrong for each other, and realizing that it's not about us. I mean, it's not about the individual. It's about us doing this thing together.
Right. Right. So tonight, like I said, we're gonna have no fun with some of these questions. And some of these questions are a doozy because they're asking us, what we feel about these questions that they ask. Okay. But when we talked about, extending grace, excuse me, we're talking about serving your spouse. Serving your spouse. So a lot of times, people will ask older couples, people who've been married for 25, 30, 40, 50 years, what's the key to being married for so long,
Right.
and a lot of times they will say something like, well, if the husband is looking out for the needs of the wife and the wife is looking out for the needs of the husband, then everybody's needs is being met.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that doesn't always happen.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't always happen. I mean, it's a great principle in theory, but to produce it consistently on joyful marriage would probably unfortunately an unattainable experience.
Mm-hmm.
But it can be done,
Mm-hmm.
And so what do you think some of the needs are that a wife would need from her husband?
Ooh, I know he ain't asked me.
Yes,
that.
I did.
Whoa.
Go for it.
Okay. Well, first thing that we need is understanding. We need love. We do need attention.
Okay. How
Wait,
much?
I ain't done. You had the mic for the least 15 minutes.
Okay.
Now it's my turn.
We haven't been on the air 15 minutes yet. Okay, go
That
ahead.
sound like
Go ahead.
15 minutes the way you talk.
Go ahead.
Good grief. He is long-winded. Lord have mercy. But anyway, like I said, love and understanding. We need attention. That's really important. We need you to pursue. We need our husbands to pursue us as wives. You don't stop pursuing because you're married to her now. Now that you got her, you still got to keep doing what you do. It's as simple as that. And wife too. We still have to keep doing what we have to do.
How does a wife pursue the husband?
How do I pursue you? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Well, I
I mean, I know the answer. I'm just wanting
You
them to
don't
know.
know the answer.
Yes, I do.
Because are you doing what your answer says?
I
Anyway, back to the question. He asked me, and I'm telling him.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So how I pursue you is I watch you. I watch how you move. I watch what you don't say and watch what you do say. And based off of that, that's how I pursue you.
But what do I get out of that? You watching me.
You know what you get out of that.
I mean, you watching me, so I get supposed to get something out of that.
You know,
you watching how I move. So when I move a certain way,
not
watch how you move. How you move.
Not physically move, Will. Not physically move.
But
not physically move. I'm talking about how you react to different things and how I could make you happy, or how I can make your day better than what you had before. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm talking about.
So you mean that you never watch me when I walk off?
When you got your little pimp like that, when you walk, yeah, I watch
that. Ain't pimping, that's limping.
Yeah, I do. I watch all that, but you know, just in the way, because you know, after a certain amount of years, you know, you're not like you were 10 years ago.
Okay, gotcha. You know? Gotcha. So, and somebody say, keep the fire burning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, keep the wheel turning. Proud Mary. No, that's not the same thing. Proud Mary and keep it, but yeah, keep it burning.
Mm-hmm.
Keep the fire.
Yeah, gotta keep it burning.
Hot stuff. Well, I watch you when you walk away.
I'm sure you do.
Yes, Lord. You get that little.
Well, please.
Okay, I'm just saying. You know, it's.
But that's the answer the question about pursuing. How do you pursue me?
Well, okay, so in the beginning, you know, I watched you. Okay, I listened to you.
You did?
I did.
You still do?
I still do, to an extent.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you remember the time? I'm gonna tell you all the story, you guys. Remember when we first started actually dating, and I brought you some food to your job.
Oh yeah.
Tell them about that.
Okay, so this is the scenario. Oh Lord. Now he trying to think he all that. Okay, please. I'm talking about now. Anyway, back then I was working for a bank and I didn't have any money. And you know, I wasn't broke. I just didn't have funds at the moment. That don't mean I was broke.
That's the same thing. Go ahead.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Anyway, I could have had that money underneath my pillow at home. How about that? Okay. Okay, so make a long story short, my coworker and I, we only had like a couple of dollars between the both of us, and you know, McDonald's always had that double meal, you know, where you get 2 hamburgers, 2 French fries, 2 drinks for like $10 or whatever like that. So we said, okay, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go down there. We're gonna do that, right? So. Kind of like
the widow that said she had nothing but some piece of bread. I'm gonna give it to the priest, and then I'm gonna eat it, and I'm gonna die.
Audience, do you see how he just tried to take over when I'm trying to talk? This is how he really is, and outside of Beyond the Vows. Okay. Anyway,
don't listen to her.
Listen though, but for real, look. So that's what we did. She went to go get the sandwich. I stayed at the place, and you know, we took turns getting lunch. And all of a sudden, here come him, this one right here, rolling up here. Look, with his black long leather jacket. Right, he thought he was the man from the Matrix because every time he turned around, the jacket said, "Ooh." Like
I was walking in slow motion too, wasn't I?
Oh my god!
I was walking in slow motion.
Oh my god, y'all! Oh my god! It was the funniest thing. But anyway, he had bought me one of my favorite meals, and the drink and everything. And I was like, oh my god, that was so sweet of you. Thank you so much. And he didn't know that I was in need of that day, so he fulfilled that need. So what happened was, instead of me eating the McDonald's, she ate the McDonald's, and I ate what he had bought me, that was very sweet. Then he left, and then he came back 5 minutes later. Whatever. He said, "Oh yeah, I forgot to do this. Let me slip you a little something." and he slipped me a $50 bill. Y'all, I was happy as all get up. Okay. What, now you trying to pat yourself on the back?
I can't reach it. I can't reach it.
I know, but anyway, but that made the difference for me. I was so excited because, I never had anybody to really pay attention to me in that kind of way. And for him, he had to be in tune with the spirit of the Lord. I'm being honest, y'all, because I ain't say nothing. My mom always tell me, never tell a man on what you need. Make him pursue you. So, and I really wanted him to see who I am, what I am, what I'm about, without me having to say it. That's important, women. I don't want to just come off and just say, well, I'm this and I'm that and I'm this and all that. No, I want him to see me for who I am.
Yeah, and it also helped that when I was on the phone with you, I heard your stomach growling. So well, that's like the spirit.
Look, this is not about joking on me today, okay? We're trying to help.
So the thing is, so there's two parts to that.
Okay.
One is when we have difficulties, it's always good to go back and remember some of the great things that happen, which kind of helps bring some kind of peace to a difficult situation that you're going through.
True.
But like you would always say, what you did to get her or to get him should be the same thing that you need to continue to do. Just like now, you always say, my wife always says, I have to be careful what I say out of my mouth because I'm going to make it happen. Because I know one day you was laying in the bed and something you wanted from that we didn't have. And I told you I was going in the kitchen. And instead of going in the kitchen, y'all, I went in my car and I ran to the store and I got it and came back with it. So, those are things that, need to continue. So that in that case of serving each other.
And actually, Will, believe it or not, we were talking about this today at work, and the girls were saying, yeah, I remember Mr. Will, he would come up here and he would bring this, he would do this and do this and do that. I said, yeah. I said, but now, being that, he has issues with his hip and stuff, I'm like, honey, you don't have to, try to come all the way out here, just to do little things or whatever. But those times, not only did I appreciate it, but my coworkers even appreciate it. I need to tell my husband that my coworkers' husband does this, and maybe he'll do something for me. You know what I mean? So not only are you doing what you got to do, but you're also showing and setting an example for other men and other husbands to follow. Right. So that's a blessing too. But speaking of what you do, you need to tell them what I do for you, sir.
Okay. No, I mean, there's a plethora of things, and I Googled that word too. There's a plethora of things that my spouse does for me. Okay. I just can't tell it all. Done so much for me. Well, I just can't tell it all. That's okay. I just can't. But let me tell you something. But last weekend, not last weekend, weekend before last, surprised me with that hotel, that hotel stay. Oh, it was so great. And then one day he bought me some clothes. Remember? I didn't expect that to come in, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, but listen, we're going to get back on track and we're going to go to a commercial. And when we come back, we're going to continue this talk about serving your spouse. And we're going to be talking some of these questions that people have sent us, okay? All right? Be right back here on Beyond the Vows.
This is a beat by Bro Production.
Patrick Otema is 15 years old. He was born deaf, but in this remote region of northern Uganda, there are no schools for deaf children. In his whole life, Patrick's never had a conversation.
Hello. Good?
His father, Charles, looks after him. They are only able to communicate through very basic gestures.
Ke lok ma do ma wacha lok ki doga kita ku lok ne. Penyang eto aramo tim kin ma ni.
So look, one of my great friends I grew up with, named Craig Everson. We grew up together in Connecticut, lived on the same street and all. Yeah. So said that it's not what Craig said. Marriage is always watching out for each other, and it's not about what you do because it comes from the heart. So we're gonna blow you away with this one right here. So look, it says it seems like it's a great principle, but then you got this agape love that we still see through God's creation as a reflection of His own character. His love and blessing and mercy ever flow unconditionally on His creatures, unconditional. So the perfect example of unconditional love, it is God. So they say the principle was magnified for us to witness in the early life of Jesus. The Son of God was fully at rest in His reception of His Father's blessings, never fearing that anything good would be withheld from Him. He took no thought for his own temporal needs, where He would sleep, all that stuff, because He already knew the God was going to, supply His, needs. So He's always supposed to be the great example of.
You're talking about Jesus?
Of Jesus, right. So now, it says that Jesus is married to the church.
Okay.
The bride, okay? So this is what I want everybody to really focus on. And listen, you can write us at beyondthevows.skst@gmail.com, skstv@gmail.com, with questions, comments, anything you want. And what we're going to do, I want you to comment on what we're going to talk about right now. So I want you to really consider the implications, okay, of Christ being the role of husband.
Okay.
All right. Christ being the role of husband, and then ask ourselves, which is the church is His bride. So ask ourselves, is His wife meeting His needs? Is His bride meeting His needs? And if we be honest, we have to say no. Okay.
And why do we say no?
Because the degree to which the bride of Christ has to offer true respect, trust, devotion to Christ, it's been up and down throughout history. It's never been the same throughout history. But as a whole, the bride of Christ has never fully met Christ's needs in returning the love that He has shown her.
And why is that?
I don't know. You tell me.
You're the one that's.
No, what I'm saying is, and that's supposed to be our example. So, what I really liked about this, it was like the love that He has shown to His bride, to her, far outweighs any love that she could ever hope to show in return. Mm-hmm. Okay, So that means if she is not, and the church is not, as we're talking about right now, does not give back Christ that love that He shows to the church or to the bride, okay, why does He continue to show that selfless, unconditional love? And this is, like I said, this is an example of marriage. So the answer to that question is, how does Christ continue to serve her so selfishly? Okay, check it. Y'all listen to this. Y'all can get. You might as well put your socks off on this one here, because the answer is, she is not the source of His love.
Well, you might as well keep going.
He's not the source of His love. So the thing is, the wife has never been and never will be the source of the Lord's love.
Of Jesus'
love. So that being said, do we still give love to someone that's not giving us that love back.
The last time I remembered, marriage is a commitment and it's a covenant. So in the covenant, when one doesn't do the other right, that one that is doing right still has to love, in spite of. And I know sometimes it can be the hardest thing
Yeah.
and the toughest thing to do, most disheartening thing that you could do, sometimes. And it may not come that easy for everybody because everybody doesn't have that kind of capability because they're really ready to give up before they're really ready to fight.
Right.
And because we are not Jesus, we are not Jesus. God knows we're not. We're striving every day to be like Him. But because we made a commitment and because we have covenant, this is what we do. This is how we do. This is how we show um, the love of Christ. And the Word of God says that they'll know that we are Christians by the love, by our love. And sometimes that's the only way you're going to win them to Christ. So basically, Jesus' whole responsibility is reconciliation, reconciling us back to the Father. So in a marriage, there's the husband, there's the wife. They're making a commitment, and after they make that commitment and covenant, they don't look to each other anymore, but they look to God. So by God being that being the top, and then us coming together as one, our whole focus for our family, our whole focus for our lives is going to be God. And everything that we do because of that covenant, because of that commitment, we have that understanding that, hey, we're going to get on each other's nerve, but we still have to love. And the same thing, Jesus knew that we wasn't going to always do things always right. But the thing about it is that He made a way that we can continue to strive and keep going forth in the things of God. If you ask for forgiveness, then God is able to forgive you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And of course, marriage is a 50-50 thing. But if you only giving me 30% and I'm only giving you 20%, that's still not enough.
Right, that's true. Because like someone said, it's not always 50-50.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But that thing you said about earlier about reconciliation.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we knew that man fell away from God.
Right.
He sent His Son so they can reconcile. Now, where that comes into play in a marriage, I believe, is we are not perfect. Right. We have faults, whether it's a one-day fault, whether it's a week fault, whether it's a yearly fault that we have. And that reconciliation is there, to get us, to get us back together, where we have fallen off. Well, and see here's the other thing. Let me ask you this question, and it's to you all. Can I love you? Can you love me without God?
You mean really love you?
Yeah.
I think it's possible, but not in the way that not in the way that is, I don't even know how to even say that, but not in the way that Christ sees it. If you understand what I'm saying, because the way we love, sometimes it's not how Christ loves us. True. And He wants us to have that kind of love, but that's something that we really got to strive for, honestly.
I mean, that's that unconditional love.
Right.
I'm gonna love you, or I'm gonna say, I'm gonna love the hell out of you.
Right.
You know that?
But another thing to add to what you were saying, Will, was, Christ knew that we would make mistakes and everything, and He has this, He has us a way to escape, but it doesn't give us an excuse to keep doing the same stuff over and over
true,
again.
True that.
So the thing about it, and that's just like with you and I, there's no, I can't make an excuse every time. I mean, I can't make any type of excuse of hurting you every time you turn around. I'm always hurting you. I'm always doing this. That is not how it's supposed to be.
Right.
It's not how it's supposed to be. So if you constantly hurting somebody just for the mere fact of hurting somebody, what do you have? What's in you? What happened? What fell off? You know what I mean?
Yeah, true that. So, like I say, love should not be contingent on how you treat me, because at the end of the day, we all individually have to meet God, and we will be held accountable for how we treat each other.
Yes, and that's the most important thing, because you guys, at the end of the day, is okay. I'm just going to use us as an example. Will could hurt me, but it's up to me. Okay, I cannot take it out on him, because this is something that God's going to have to deal with him with, okay? But I still got to treat him right. I still got to love him. I still got to respect him. I still got to honor him, because I made a covenant. I made a commitment to God. And before both our families, what would we look like, y'all, acting up in front of our families and friends? And then, I mean, come on. What would that look like?
Yeah. So that's what we want to, and if you all guys can go to Ephesians 5:24 and 25. That's
you wanted to go to that
well, we don't been past that one really. So you can either read it, or y'all can read it. Ephesians 5:24 and 25. So look, we have got some questions that people have posed to us, and don't forget, you can write to us today, tomorrow, next week, week after, at beyondthevows.skst.tv@gmail.com. That's beyondthevows with s.skst.tv@gmail.com. All right. So we've had questions from people who are married and from people who are thinking about getting married. Okay. Someone says, what do you like the best about Maria? Okay. Is this, we G-rated, right?
Will. Sir.
Oh, she has the biggest eyes, beautiful eyes. I just love her eyes. My wife pays attention to detail, which is the thing that I learned in the military. And the best thing about Maria I love is how she sees me. There's a song that says, if you could see me, see you through my eyes. And I'm saying I have been the easiest person to live with, and that thing. But she is a fighter. She will. I'm telling you. I had a dog, Diego. He was my emotional support dog for the VA. Well, you're not a dog, but you've been my emotional support.
Oh my God!
So I think you ought to put you on my VA award.
I better be on the other stuff too.
You are.
Okay. Trust and believe, baby.
Yeah. So that's what I love the most about Maria. So someone says, Maria, what's the most important thing that your mom taught you?
Oh, wow. That's a good question.
Thank you for that question. I don't know her name, but
what is the most important thing that my mom taught me?
I don't know what.
I think the most important thing that my mom taught me is how to love with all of your heart. And sometimes loving with all your heart is not always easy. You take the good and you take the bad. You know that song. You had the facts of life or whatever. But anyway, but really, how to really love people for real. Because my mom had such a big heart. My mom and my dad actually have such a big heart. And I remember growing up, our home was never ours. It was always somebody else's home as well. So my mom taught us how to share, taught us how to open up our heart to other people. And so the answer to that question is she really taught me how to love for real. My mom was a foster parent. My mom and dad were foster parents, and they would take in children. Now, you know, when it comes to fostering children, you don't always get to keep them because, you know, you might be waiting for like a trial date for their family to come and get them or whatever the case is, you know. But my mom and dad, I tell you, they were so incredible with their love for people, and it just meant the world to me. And to see her to do that, even my mom. Let me tell y'all this. My mom would help some of the single ladies that didn't have anybody when it was time for them to go have their children. My actually OBGYN will call my mom and have her come to the hospital and sit with these people. You know, my mom never knew all of them, but my mom was willing. She sacrificed her time with us to go sit at the hospital with this one lady or that's having twins, one lady that's having triplets, whatever the case is. My mom was willing to do that. And that made her, I mean, her love for people just grow even more. And I'm like, my God, I've never ever seen such sacrifice before, you know. So that's one of the greatest things that my mom has ever done for me.
Did y'all ever feel? Did you ever feel in some kind of way that they had so many kids in the house and
No,
she had enough love for everybody?
That's the thing. My mom never showed favoritism. She never did.
Did she discipline the foster kids like she did y'all?
She disciplined. Yes, she
Same
did.
way.
Yes, she did.
Spanking and stuff.
Well, punishment.
Okay.
Punishment. Go to our room. Take the TV away from us. Can't go outside and play. You know, can't play with those arcade games, stuff like that. Arcade games.
Arcade.
We had like Atari, stuff like that.
Oh, that's way going back. How old are you?
You know what? Don't try that because you are way, way, way older than me.
All right. Oh, here's one. You're gonna like this one. This says, Maria, if nobody judged you as being conceited, what would you say is your best attribute, quality, or accomplishment? It said no. She says if nobody judged you as being conceited, what would you say is your best attribute, quality, or accomplishment?
That's a good question.
Y'all on fire tonight. Y'all sending these good questions, making us think.
I think without me being conceited, I think it's the way I love people, and the reason why I say that is because at work, was it yesterday or was it today? I think it was yesterday at work. I work for a doctor's office, so and working for a doctor's office, it's important that you pay attention to the detail because at the end of the day, you know, you want all of your patients and all those that you take care of, you want their counts to be, you know, A-okay, you know. And I had this particular patient that came in, and I'm always going the extra mile for them and greeting them or saying, oh my God, you look so beautiful today. Oh my God, oh, I love that lipstick. Girl, where you get that from? You know, just putting my little piece in there. That's how I am with everybody, because my coworker said, oh my God, Maria, you treat people just like they belong to you. Yes. That's how it's supposed to be. But anyway, to make a long story short, she has some issues with her account. And lo and behold, I saw it right where it was. And before she had to come out of her pocket with this big amount, Maria to the rescue. And I found where the issue was. And before she was able to get in the back to see the provider, it had already been handled. And she called me Superwoman. That made me feel some kind of way. It made me feel
I know it did, baby.
It did, because the thing about it, and I'm not being conceited or anything, but when you care about people, you're going to help them, but then you'll know how far you got to go. Because sometimes, you know, you have to do what you have to do, but a lot of times, once you did what you once you did something to help them, that can help them move forward. And that's the blessed thing. Because, I just feel like that there has to be a balance.
Right.
So I can't give all everything a part of me and not be everything a part of us. You know what I mean? So I gotta be able to have some form of balance.
Wow. Okay, so oh Lord. So someone says to me, which one of your friends do you feel brings out the best in you? Which one of my friends? My friends, you supposed to bring out the best. My friend, so I guess that's outside of you, right?
I don't know.
It says, which one of your friends brings out the best in you? Okay. Ooh. Okay. So, you know how I feel about Prince Cree. Prince Cree. He, a lot of times when I'm not paying attention, or so I may not be in tune, and he'll call, and said, the Lord just put it on my heart to give you a call to talk, about you, and that brightens up my day, But I think this is my best friend, and this best friend here, always is going to bring out the best in me, which is supposed to.
So that's not saying that I do.
But I'm answering the question.
Well, I'm waiting for the answer.
Because you bring out the best of me. Yeah, seriously, you bring out the best of me. You caused me to realize that I'm not the best in finances. You are the best in finances. Yeah. I had to learn that the hard way, y'all. That I don't handle money very well like her. Because I told somebody my wife can squeeze a fart out of a buffalo nickel, Okay, moving on, because we don't have much more time. So somebody says, let me see. Oh, what was your favorite anniversary y'all spent together? I'll let you take that one. Hit Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach.
Oh yeah, that's a. Oh my God!
Tell them about Myrtle Beach, honey.
But that was like a couple years ago.
And
that was a couple years ago.
Doesn't matter.
We went to Myrtle Beach. It was really nice. We had a really nice hotel, and we were able to get things for the kids and spend some time at the beach. I didn't really want to get in the water.
But we did get in the water, didn't we?
We got into the pool, but I didn't want to get in that beach.
On the beach, yeah.
No, because I'm be honest with you, my sister don't want to. Look, my hair's already black enough, and I don't want to turn too much blacker. I'm not trying to be funny. I don't want to have tan lines and. I just get me in the pool after the sun go down some, so it won't bake me crazy, okay? But a nice hot night in the pool oh God, that's just like that's me all day long. I love that. Sitting on the beach when it's nice and not hot and it's not too hot, that's cool too. But we also had a good time in sightseeing and some of the houses down there. Oh my God, y'all, are so gorgeous. What? You asked what was the best one? That was the best.
You forget the most important thing, the greatest thing that happened during that time.
What?
Oh Lord.
Oh, you mean being with you? Yeah.
No, I ain't talking about that.
What?
What did I do in Myrtle Beach?
Went to sleep?
No, I didn't. I did go to sleep. But when I was awake, what did I do? What did you get? Remember the restaurant we went to?
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Thank you for reminding me.
Oh.
So we get there, right, y'all, to Myrtle Beach, and I'm thinking we're gonna relax. He's like, go put on this dress. La 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 la. I gotta go. We gotta be here by so and so and so and so. I was like, what's this boy doing? Anyway, we get to this beautiful restaurant outside. All right, y'all. It was real nice. It wasn't too hot. It wasn't too cold. It was just perfect. And we was sitting down. We was eating. And then, they had like this karaoke thing. And this boy right here, he went over there. And I'm like, oh, Lord, what's he going to do? God, don't let him embarrass me. Right? He got up there. And then he started talking about me. And then he started singing. And I was like, oh, my God. Oh my God. I mean, and everybody was like, oh, 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 oh. Right? And then finally he called me up. And when he called me up, he had this box. And he opened it, and it was a ring in there. And I was so shocked, y'all. I didn't know he had it in him like that. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, boy. And the box had the light on it.
Yeah, it did. But look, the most sweetest thing happened. Everybody was like, oh, and ooh, and ah, and stuff. I'm tearing up and everything. It was so beautiful. Do you know someone paid for our dinner?
And we got, and the restaurant gave us free dessert.
Yeah.
Remember people from Florida came over and said this was the best part of our vacation was seeing that. And it was about, we were the only dark ones in the in the place.
But it was just so nice, y'all. I mean, that was like the highlight of our anniversary.
Yeah, but the funniest part about it, the guy was playing the guitar, singing. I guess they hired him to sing the whole time. And I went up to him. I said, listen, you mind if I do a song for my wife? This is our anniversary. And I sang you the song that I sang at our wedding. Mm-hmm. And after I sang it, everybody was ooh, and on. And I sat back down. I looked over at the guy. He packed up his guitar and his amplifier. And I was like, where's he going? He said, you expect me to sing again after that?
It was nice, y'all.
That was too funny. That was too funny.
So.
Well, listen, we keep the questions coming, and like I said, I ask you to keep me in your prayers as I'm about to have hip surgery tomorrow. I'm going to get a new hip, and I know that my honey's going to be taking good care of me, and I'm going to be obedient. It's a long recovery, but I pray that God will. Do what he has to do because this pain is no joke. So, but listen, again, our sponsor, deafchildhope.org, deafchildhope.org. Go there today. Try to think about sponsoring a child today. And don't forget, you can always reach us at beyondthevows.sksttv, skstvtv@gmail.com, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And send us today. So, baby, you're going to have it next week. And listen, we've been doing like people on Facebook too. And my baby sister, my oldest sister. I just see she just came up here. Hey, Vicky. Anyway, so, but keep us in your prayers. And remember, the best thing is to serve each other. Look out for each other and your needs. And your marriage will be better. Those that aren't married, find someone that you can, not be like, but find somebody that you seek wise counsel. Even after you're married, still seek wise counsel because there's no harm in still having counseling after you're married. Because if you're doing something right, find out what it is that you're doing right and how you can keep doing it right. So anyway, we want to thank you all for joining us here on Beyond the Vows. I'm W.C. Brown.
I'm Maria.
Huh?
I'm Maria.
You sure are Maria. Yes, indeed. Maria, Maria. I don't know the rest of that song, but anyway. But listen, she'll see you next week. And see y'all again on here, Beyond the Vows. See y'all.
Yeah.
Some kind of